That's right.
Stop fondling my Aerogarden.
Well, I can't help it. These little guys are delicious.
Okay, we're going to be using those, so maybe not eating all of them would be a good strategy.
Well, I can't eat this one.
You can,
is
yeah.
what you've told me.
Well, you could. It just would not taste very good. Yeah. Well, folks, of course, this is our Aerogarden sans the lettuce. We actually did have to harvest the lettuce, and Leo ate it in a salad. It was delicious. It was pesticide-free.
That salad didn't stand a chance.
It really didn't. It really didn't. But, Alex, if you go ahead and show them that picture of what the Aerogarden looked like right before. Yeah, this, folks... this is a fantastic device. I can't tell you how happy I am with this particular Aerogarden. Remember, this is the lowest end they've got. This is a $60 device.
Even with our best efforts of neglect.
Yeah. No, we left it alone. Remember, we didn't trim anything. We didn't crop anything. We didn't top any of the crops. We just let it go. And it did fantastic.
Yeah, it did really well. The only thing that didn't do well was the poor little guy that was in this little right-hand corner because everything outgrew it, and then it just kind of blew.
Yeah.
But if we were paying attention and we had been cutting things back, it would have been all right.
Yeah, unfortunately, what we now know is you really don't want to have, like, lettuce mixed with other things, because that lettuce is going to explode. It's going to branch out over it. In fact, that's why we had issues with some of our other plants here, like this one. This one should be a lot bigger, but it looks like this. It looks nice and small.
It got dwarfed.
It got dwarfed because it was kept out of the sun. And yeah,
this is our little Tyrion Lannister as far as basil
but
goes.
It's still healthy.
Yeah.
And again, there's no soil here. This was all in little pods that we put into this machine. We gave it some water. We pH balanced it just because we wanted to be, good stewards of our crops.
Added nutrients.
We added some nutrients every once in a while. Right? No, that's a different one. That's a different one. Oh. And well, yeah, it's if you're looking for a way to grow crops on your desktop, this is a fantastic way to do it.
Yeah, and it gives you little reminders on the front menu and stuff like that. But yeah, we kind of just ignored it, and it still did all right.
Yeah, I've also got a 9-pod version of this, the Elite, the Bounty Elite. At home. We're going to be doing a review on that later on, and the crops I've been getting off of that one. I mean, wow.
So, I mean, for this one, this is as high as this goes, right?
That was the problem. We were limited by the height of the LED because you'll notice on these, the tops, they're burned.
Got burned.
That's light burn. That's
pretty warm up here.
It actually touches this. Whereas the Bounty goes another foot.
Whoa.
So you could get all the way up here. And it's a much bigger platform with way more LEDs that are actually more powerful, which should penetrate the canopy a little bit better, which means that even if you have those big leafy plants, the plants below it should be able to get their light.
Right. So when the plants got to what? Probably here, we should have started cutting the tops of them?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a thing. Well, basil works best when it's bushy. And the way that you make it bushy is you top it or you trim it, you crop it. Essentially, you want to take cuttings off the top of this probably every week or so. This is one of these plants where it's a continuous harvest. It's not like the basil will be ready and then you rip it down like the lettuce. We should have been plucking leaves off it as we go and clipping the stems.
Just having snacks every once in a while?
Yeah. Fresh basil. And the reason why that's a good thing is when you do that, it disrupts the flow of a hormone, auxins. Auxins are what makes the plant want to grow up in a line. If you disturb that, what will happen, and actually let me get the camera here. If I were to, if you could switch to the action cam. Oh, let's back off.
It's so dramatic.
I know.
It's like looking into Jurassic Park or something.
There we go. If on this one, if I were to cut it right here, so on this node, see how there's like a cross? So if I were to cut this stem right there, this would actually break out into 2 stems.
Ah, okay.
So you'd have 2 main stems. And then when that starts to bush, you cut those and they'll break out to 4. And what you can do is you could keep doing that and just make this a really bushy plant rather than these tall, lanky plants that you see here.
Right. And what happened with that one is it's flowered. So it's not tasty anymore.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this. This was, I think, the biggest mistake. Basil is one of my favorite plants to grow because it is so. This camera is always focusing on the wrong thing. I don't know how to make it focus.
Can you see me?
Hold on, wait. We're gonna do manual focus.
Oh, he's going manual.
Full manual. There. Oh, see? Aha.
Ah, there you go. Nice.
Although as soon as I take my finger off, it starts doing it again. So here, this is a flower. So this basil has flowered. And there's a couple of reasons why plants will flower. The ones that are really photosensitive, they'll start flowering if they get more than 10 hours of darkness a day.
Oh, okay.
Because they think it's late in the fall and it's time to produce seeds because they want to reproduce for the next cycle.
Right.
Unfortunately, basil, even though it grows fantastic and it's very strong, it's very robust, if the plant feels threatened, it will actually start to flower. And so what happened on this one was the lighting was problematic because of all the lettuce.
Right.
But B, there were a couple of times when we went away for a week or so, DEF CON.
Totally ignored it. Yep.
And when the water level gets that low,
Stressed.
when it starts to get water stressed, some types of basil will do this. They'll flower thinking, okay, I'm about to die. I better get my seeds out there.
Yeah. Just like humans.
Yeah, not really all that different from us, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
So unfortunately that's what happened, and you can actually fix this. So let me show you really quickly what we would do.
So the plant wouldn't feel stressed if we kept cropping at the top of it?
Yeah. So if we had kept this nice and small, we could have just kept it in vegetative mode forever.
And well fed, I guess.
And well fed, and with
it would have been okay
water.
with that.
Yeah. So this is the flower at the top. All I want to do, and unfortunately this is way late. Not just the flower, but you want to cut the stem that it's attached to. I don't know if you can see it, but there are actually fine white hairs. You see those hairs? It's like the stem's a little hairy. You see like that white reflection?
Yeah.
That's an extension of the flower. We want to get rid of all of that. And unfortunately, this has been flowering for so long that, I mean, you can still smell that. It's not nearly as fragrant as it used to be. You can still kind of smell it.
Dang good though.
Yeah, but the essential oils have started to die away because when it flowers, what will happen is the plant focuses all its energy on making seeds.
Don't eat this.
Don't eat. Well, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
I don't
try
want
it.
to.
Come
You
on.
said it's going to be really bitter.
It'll be bitter, but this is still a pretty young flower, so maybe it's not so bad. What do you think? Okay? No. No.
No.
No.
No, it's not as
Told you.
good as it was.
Yeah,
no.
I told you. That's what happens, unfortunately, because it depends on where the plant is putting its energy. It's putting it in the flower, and that's what happens. Now, if you do have basil that flowers, you can deadhead it. You just cut off these heads like so.
Deadhead.
I always cut back a little bit. Basil. I've been told to say basil. Oh, basil.
Get it right.
You can have that one too.
Sherlock Holmes. Basil's a herb.
That's right. Basil.
This is important to people who actually cook. All right. There we go. Ugh.
I have to get my sword down now.
Leo has to get his sword off his wall.
There's been a sword in there this whole time?
Yeah. You didn't see that when he got that? I think it was a triangulation.
I'm surprised nobody's been hurt by it.
Yeah. So this has so many flowers. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do to this what we want to do to the other ones, because what we want to do is clone them.
Right. So you can't just cut off the tops like this and then plant it?
You can. Most of the time, it does not survive. Once a plant has shifted over into flowering, it's dumping all its energy into the flower. The problem is once we cut it, because we want to make a clone, I need the plant to put its energy into the roots. Now, it can do that, but it has to transition back into vegetative mode.
And that's tough to do.
That takes a while, and there's not enough energy left in that plant once I cut it to make the complete transition.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll try it. We'll try a couple, but...
Use this to cut the basil.
Just take the top
Wait,
off.
careful.
Just
that
a little
thing is
off
crazy
the top.
sharp. That is actually a sword. That is no joke. Wait, well,
How have we
who
not
gave
played
that
with
to
that
you?
before?
That was
See, it says TWiT on it.
the Levendy crew. Oh, that thing! I remember that was a triangulation. It was actually pretty cool. Oh, you have the rubber thing at the top. Yeah, that thing is incredibly sharp.
Well, we did
You
play
could
with it
kill
once.
someone.
And then this happened. Oh, no!